what movements or what workout can men do
Okay. The game
to perform better in bed?
to perform better.
Do you have any recommendations?
So you're gonna need some horsepower. That's basically what you're asking
The
for.
little extra horsepower, maybe.
You gonna need some horsepower, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, bro, every movement that I teach in the gym, and it's women and men because it improves your sex drive. Like our core is involved, right? Like it's not a core exercise, like you know what I'm saying. But like,
so you think the core is the
it's
main?
the breathing, everything.
Oh, he's at the breathing.
It's
Okay,
the breathing
technique.
Can you exhale and can you inhale?
Yeah.
Can you know what I'm saying? That.
What's good, family? It's your boy TravTheRealist, and this is, if you don't mind me asking, episode number 5. I got a special guest, my boy Ryan. Introduce yourself real quick, Ryan.
Ryan Moore, man, St. Louis, Missouri. Currently reside in Dallas, Texas, man.
So what you do out here in Dallas, man?
Man, I'm a trainer, a life coach, man, and a soon-to-be nonprofit owner.
So how do you wear so many hats at one time and still be able to stay sane? Because I only do like one or two things, and there's nothing like you, and I be losing my mind.
Man, the truth be told, man, I really think it's just God. I also, as a kid, I always like to challenge myself. I think I prefer the chaos. I think I perform better. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it was built from a childhood thing, you know. And now, if I don't have too many things going on, I feel like I'm not doing enough. So,
Okay. So I remember I reached out to you last week. You said you needed like a personal day. So how long did it take you to realize that you do need a day to yourself?
it's crazy because I came on here last time and you asked me, you know, what day do I take off and how many days a week and how does it look? And I was telling you, like, I'm not Chick-fil-A, like, I'm not in the stage of business where I can take off. But it took me a long time to realize, like, you know, those days, those mental days, and that day to myself actually mattered with my performance. You know, at first it was just like, nah, I'm good. But that mental day puts you, you know, back in perspectives, and it helps you, you know, get that refresher that you need to perform at a high level. Rest is probably about 60 to 70% of performance.
'Cause I remember you told me before you was only get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, the truth is now business looks totally different. So like I said, I was doing, you know, what I had to do when I had to do it. Looking back on it, I'd do it all over again.
Do you feel like you have like a stronger support system now than you did before, maybe?
Um, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say my support system has. I would say my support system has definitely leveled up. From the last podcast that we did, but I don't think that is the reason that I get more sleep. I think, like I said, it's just the different stages that I am in of business right now than I was when we first talked.
Okay. So what would you label this stage of your life right now? If you had to name it.
What would I name this one?
Are you still on a rise in action? Are you on a climax? Are you still in the pursuit of your happiness? Like what would you name it? Because for me, I really feel like I'm still building right now. I kind of feel like you already kind of you already almost not finished building, but you almost passed that stage.
So you saying like you in a building stage and you asking like, okay. I would say uncomfortable but essential would be the stage of life that I'm in right now. It's a very uncomfortable stage, but I think it's essential for the person that I want to be.
So it's interesting you say that because I feel like I just recently learned about the man I want to be. And I kind of feel like it's interesting talking to like a lot of my friends, especially back home, is that it's almost like we come from sports world. They kind of felt like they didn't have an identity after sports. You know, they kind of lost their identity. So they kind of had to find themselves. And honestly, talking to them, I don't know whether I experienced that as well, but I also feel like I ain't know what my purpose was till later on in life, where some people kind of knew it earlier than some. So for me it's just it's just interesting just seeing like how your life is going because it's I ain't gonna like act like I knew know you, but like you're it's such a positive light to me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I see you going to church, I see you going back giving back to community, I see you getting back putting and pouring into your girl and vice versa, where it's just like you're very intentional. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I feel like sometimes it takes time to get to the point where, especially for us men, to get intentional with what we want.
Yeah. I think, like you said, I think I had that same battle though after sports, that identity. And that translate all the way back to me um doing the nonprofit that I was talking about at the beginning. I think just a lot of athletes lose their identity within the
Mhm.
sport. You know, I think that's the sacrifice. You kind of sacrifice the I, right? But we, and that's the common goal. I mean, that might be the class changes, that might be the major changes. We don't see those changes that nobody talks about, right? In the nonprofit that I'm doing, that I'm not doing, but this coming out soon, is to help that transition, right?
Yeah.
And to find that identity within the sport, right? Yeah, like you got to do all these things to make yourself great at this sport, but what are you gonna do to make yourself great at what you want to do, right? Like, and like I said, we pour into it, bro. And I seen a meme on Facebook the other day. I think you reposted it. It was like life after sports. Like nobody wants to talk about that conversation, man. And my nonprofit is all about that. So it's just giving them an outlet and resources around them to help them identify their identity outside of the sport, right? So when the sport does end, it's not a search. It's not seek and find.
Mhm.
And like you said, like, man, I've been blessed to be live my life and to do what I like to do and to train people, man. It might look like I wanted to do this a long time ago, but I didn't. I searched, like I said, I searched for that identity. Um, but I also shout out to my dad. Man, my dad like showed up for me every day of my life. It's not a day that I was like, nah, my dad's not there for me. So with that being said, it was like, that's the man, you know what I'm saying? That's the image.
Quick question: was your grandfather his father
Yeah.
the same with him? Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't like that at first, he said, it grew to that. But what I seen of my grandfather was there. He
Mhm.
was present at every moment of my life and my dad's life. And it wasn't just on that end, my mom too, and her dad. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, growing up, I seen a lot of great men. You just had bro Amon on here. And I watched his family do the same. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not everybody, but the his dad, I watched his dad show up for him. You know?
And that's the crazy thing, because not to kind of like make it towards me, well, I didn't really see any good representation of men until I left New Jersey.
Mm,
And
okay.
and
Was
not
that
the shot to
college?
you like well, Lewis' dad was the first one I met that was like,
Okay.
like a good man. I met it's not Miles' dad, but his stepdad,
Yep. Yep.
like, he was a good man. But it's just like, when I left outside of New Jersey, I started seeing men be like, yo, I'm the head of the household, and kind of like, have a relationship with their sons. Whereas where I'm from, it's kind of like a lot of single mothers, or more so the mom is more so the one that's the dominant role in the household.
And like you said, it's crazy because I was just talking to one of my friends about this, and it was like four different couples, and we was talking, and I was like, bro, I never really realized like how many people didn't have a good dad until I got into the universe, right? Like I kind of thought it was normal.
Mhm,
Like I was around it, but like you said, if that's your reality,
mhm.
that's your reality. That's your friend's reality. You gonna live through that too. And like you said, once you start seeing more and more, it makes you believe in others. So like I said, I don't think it's like I'm just this great person. No, like I had great role models.
And I can also say, let me scratch that, because my boy Nick, his dad, R.I.P. Mr. Carter,
Mhm.
he was a great example because, like, my mom had money, but she didn't believe in sports. So she's like, if you want to do sports, that's like your
Yeah,
thing. You
thing.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you can do it. And my dad supported me, but my dad really didn't have like the money to really to pay for these $300, $500 football camps.
Right.
So like I was never able to go, and somehow somebody will always pay for me, and it was like Mr. Carter, and like, but he would never say something. Somebody will always tell me. And I remember one time I asked him, he was just like, "Yo," he said, "I see a kid with all this talent. I'm not going to let it go to waste." And I was just like, "Damn!" Like, that's a man. You know what I mean? And that's somebody you want to model yourself
All
after.
right.
And I could kind of see that in you and some people I met outside of New Jersey.
Thanks, bro. That's a huge compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like like that's what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But I want to wear that image of God, and I want to show people like there's good men in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many statistics, man. I don't want to get into them, but
Yeah.
I believe in people and I love people. So
All right. So, it's the talking about believing in people. This is the end of the year. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And
sir.
a lot of people want to start their fitness journeys on like in January, things like that. For me, I'm just starting to get back into my workout routine and things. What are some because I feel like my issue with working out is sometimes I go so hard in the beginning, I burn myself out, and it's just like, all right, I kind of scare myself out of it. What are some workouts, or what is like an easy routine somebody can like ease their way back into the fitness
To
realm?
ease their way back in.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I definitely don't suggest burnout. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely don't suggest going in there and just killing yourself, right? I suggest you get a schedule. You know what I'm saying? I think bro, I don't care what you do. If you put it on a schedule, you will be good at it. And that's just the reality of the situation, right? You know, you create a schedule and you lock into that schedule. And then every time at that time, you invest in your body.
Okay.
Right. And it could be 30 minutes. Right. It could be a 10-minute walk on the treadmill, and it can be kettlebell swings and dumbbell press, and you can walk right out. But you do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday and Sunday at the same time. I guarantee you will ease back into it and you'll start to like it. You know what I'm saying? After a while, you'll need a switch, right? But that'll be a different schedule. So I would do a good schedule for a good 30 days. And then I would try to create another schedule. If you don't know fitness, you know.
Do you believe like pen to pad, or do you believe that you can write a schedule down on your phone? Like, what are you more of a?
Whatever works for you. I feel like we all learn different. We all excel different.
Mhm.
Like I don't think it's a wrong or right. And that's where it's like people want a blueprint.
Mhm.
And it's the truth is, bro, it's inside of you.
Mhm.
The you know what I'm saying? What works for some people go to yoga class, some go to cycling, some go to dance, some hit the gym 5 days a week. Whatever it works for you is what works for you. And you can't judge somebody else because it don't work for them. You know what I'm saying? So
So, what keeps you disciplined? 'Cause I feel like it's easy to stay disciplined, to stay the course, but I feel like there's always a reason to why you need to be that. So, what is your reason,
my reason, bro,
or what fuels you to be like, you know what, I can't miss this session today, or I can't miss this meeting today. Like, what is that voice, or what is that pushing you where you just know you just can't say no to that opportunity?
one, I know I'm able, and
Hmm.
two, I know I'm capable.
Hmm.
And those two things matter most. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we all have choices, right? And some choices come down when you're not capable.
Hmm.
Like, you gotta make that choices. You're not really. I can do this, but I can't do that. And as long as I'm capable and I'm able, I feel like I'm gonna do. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I know it's hard, and I know I tell my girl all the time, bro. Like I don't like being in the gym. Like I might make it look like that. It might portray that, but I don't even talk that way. Like even my clients know, like this is not like a place where I just love the gym. Like, no, 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 no. I'm here and I know it's uncomfortable, but I know it's gonna grow me. So with that being said, right, like it's an investment that makes sense. Like it's an uncomfortable investment, but it's gonna grow you. It cannot take you backwards.
Do you feel like that mentality grew on you over time, or was that born into you? Because I feel like certain people, because to give you an example, like I have a friend, his name is Brandon.
Okay.
I respect him so much because he always like took the hard road. He never took the easy way. He was just like, I know it's not going to be easy. Like I'd rather just do it right, because I felt like mentally he was just like, I'd rather know I did it the right way and I proved everybody wrong than me having to cut corners and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
But
that grew.
but that was always in him. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
hard.
So I don't know whether that was like, from how he was raised, or whether it was like put into you. Because the way you're saying is what you enjoy being uncomfortable, because like you said, it helps you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like that resistance. will just, help, build you up to grow to newer heights and different things
Right.
like that. But some people don't like that
Nah, for real. No,
uncomfortability.
bro, you said some people, most. The majority, right? Like, if people liked it, everybody would be an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
And that's just the reality of the situation. But it takes a lot, bro, to live in chaos and to perform in chaos, but to also understand that, it's not just you.
Hmm.
People work jobs and be in chaos. People got everything figured out, got their whole day planned, and it's one thing that go wrong, and that be in chaos. So with that being said, it's like I think it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like most people will not make themselves uncomfortable. That's not natural. You know what I'm saying? That has to be something that's fueling you or picking you up to make you. I'm about to make myself uncomfortable. I'm finna go outside. It's cold. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it.
Like a little sidebar to it is I think people naturally like structure though. I feel like people at first say they don't like it, but once you actually start, like you say, getting in the routine of it, you start realizing like, I actually do enjoy this. Because it's almost I was talking to Amon like earlier this week, and we were talking about raising kids and different things like that. And it's like some of these people feel like, hey, I'm not gonna be hard on my kid because I want them to have these type of certain type of freedom, certain type of a certain type of voice. Where I'm like, I think the happiest kids are the ones that do have adversity or do have structure. Because when I was just a badass kid, not playing sports, doing what I want, I was happy for moments. But it wasn't until I started playing football and I was like in a structure with people that were like minded like me, where I was just like, yo, I actually like a little structure. You know what I'm saying? I like
Yeah.
having a plan and having something to do or something to strive towards. And I feel like, that's what this new generation is missing. And they're missing that thing to strive for, where it's almost like, hey, like it's right here for you.
No.
Where it's just like, no, like half of the beauty of it is just watching them bump their heads and get back up and different things like that. I was watching this video of this Asian dad. Had this like like 2-year-old boy or whatever. They was going across this bridge in Japan somewhere. I don't know about being racist or not, but they're going across this bridge. But it's like pretty much just a rope puzzle.
Okay.
Whereas like he put his son over it, and his son had to learn how to get over the rope or whatever. So the son kept messing up, and say like on the eighth try, the son finally got over it, and the dad like praised it, and the son was happy. And then people in the comments saying like, "Why you make him wait so long? You should have been helped him." I'm just like, yo, this is why we Americans is soft, because like people over there, like you're building a certain type of
Mentality.
resilience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because life is not easy. You don't get you. There's so many times where I'm thankful for sports and football, because there's a lot of times where I could really like lose my shit and crash out. But I have such a strong mental fortitude based off of the structure I learned from sports. Whereas like I know how to I know how to put it in a certain spot. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for real. And I think that's, bro, like you just said, I'm thankful for sports. I still do that to this day, and I coach and I train and do those things because I know what it did for me. And that structure, I feel like you said, like you don't know until you know. Like until you get in structure and it excels for you and it helps you, you don't know. And like me, like I said, I work better in chaos. So that's not saying I don't have any structure. I still wake up at 6 o'clock every day.
Mm-hmm.
I still pray at the same time every day. I still try to do similar things at the same time every day. Um, but some days I fall short. But I'm human, right? We all gonna fall short. But I think
So
it's just more time.
so not to get too much in, if you don't mind me asking, not to get
Come
too much
on, man.
in
This
it.
call, if you don't mind me asking live and
So
direct.
I just need to know, with all this that you have on your plate, how are you still able to please like your woman? Talking about like just being a boyfriend, being there for her. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of times in my past, women require a lot of time, and sometimes they don't understand where a man's trying to go or some of the sacrifices you have to make to pretty much be the man that you think will be right for the family overall. So like how are you still able to like be there for your woman, or or at least make her understand where the mission is?
Right. I think I think I can be there more, first of all. Let me
Okay,
put that in the
okay,
universe.
okay,
It's not that I think I know,
okay.
right? It's my woman definitely deserves more time from me.
Mhm,
Um, but my woman also understands where I'm trying to go.
mhm.
And she's understood that I would say the majority of our relationship, not more so at the beginning. She met me in this stage of what I'm doing now. So that was a good thing. Um,
Was she a client?
yeah, she was a client. She
Okay,
was a client. Yeah, she was a client before she was a client before we started dating.
okay.
So I've been dating her for 2 years, but I've been knowing her for three.
Mhm.
I trained her for like the first 6 months. And then she invited me to her birthday party, and the rest is history, honestly. Um, it's a fact I haven't been to any more clients' birthday parties since. That's just something that I stay away from, man.
Mhm.
But I'm happy that I went to that birthday party, and I'm happy that this woman is the woman for me. But she has created, I'm not gonna lie, a safe space. Um,
Very important,
yeah,
ladies.
she's
Very
created a safe space for me. I also communicate highly. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, so she knows. I'm working these hours because I want to retire you one day. You
mm.
know what I'm saying? I want that house. I'm standing in an apartment still. Like the work is
So
not over.
so do you say that when you first on the first date, or does that happen over time with conversation?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Even when me and my girl start talking, I had told her like I really don't have the time for it. Like that was the energy I went into it with.
But I think girls respect that honesty though, you
Yeah,
know?
no, she did, and the thing is, she accepted it, right? But into it wasn't good enough,
Mhm.
right? She accepted like, yeah, and then she
Nah, they
she hit
did,
me
okay,
at the,
okay.
hey, I
I
think
mean, it
this
was cool for them, but not
exactly.
now.
Now I like you a little too much, and I need more time from you, and I want to spend more days with you. So
Mhm.
it developed, but she definitely created a safe space. My girl also, like I said, at every stage in the last 2.5 years, 2 years has been right next to me. Every time I fell, every time I got up, she's prayed for me throughout. She has created that space for me to work these long, crazy hours, me to invest in my vision and my business. She believes in my purpose. Um, just recently, I have just started involving her into my business. I've really
So how hard was that to release some control? 'Cause I feel like it's hard to release control of something you put so much work and effort into.
yeah, I think it was hard for me because I think, like you just said, the amount of effort I put into it, I expect in return. But I realized like that that's unreasonable, right? Because God didn't maybe give them that vision, but He gave them that vision to help you, and whatever way they was helping you is a blessing. So I had to realize that, but it's uncomfortable. My girl run my TikTok, my Cash App,
The
it's just what it
Cash App,
is, you know what I'm
ooh
saying? But the
wee.
thing is, like I said, it took time, bro. Like, we just hit our 2 year anniversary and I posted the video. She posted the video. Everybody was going crazy, right?
Mhm.
And I had seen a client. She came in, she's like, yeah, um, congratulations, 2 year anniversary. I'm like, thanks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say it's been a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't believe everything you see. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Mhm.
my relationship, like, proves that God is real, and I think that that's good. But we've battled every test. You know what I'm saying? We got many more battles we have to face, but I know that right now and going forward, that's the person I want to battle with. So that's the good part.
So two-part question, and I'll leave your
Yeah, yeah,
relationship
yeah.
alone. So two-part question is, do you feel like your woman is like you, or she's just like, or is she more of a complimenting piece?
Like you were a complimenting
And when I
piece.
say complimenting piece, so I remember I was talking to my dad one time, and I was just like, "Do you think it's best to date somebody that's just like you, or does opposites attract?" And he was like, "Well, I think you should get with somebody that who strengthens your weaknesses, pretty much." So that's why I say compliment.
Yeah. So I think she makes me better.
Mhm.
But we at first we was going back and forth about this because she always would say like we're just alike, and I was like, no, we're not. No, we're not. Like, no, we're not. And it's crazy, bro. Just today, I seen like you know, the memes or whatever, and it was like a Virgo one, and it was like comparing like the zodiac sign and like what that person is for you, and it was like we twins, like, and she wasn't lying. Like we are the same person. She's an Aries. I'm a Virgo. I'm a Earth sign. She a fire sign. But we really are the same person. But she just got the fire of it, and I got the earth of it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, I think that she is like me. I definitely think she's like me. I don't think she's just like a compliment of me. I think she is better than me. And she's my better half, honestly. So.
Okay, so if she your better half, how do you support her?
How do I support her? Um, I think it looks different. I support my girl. I think she would say in all things. If she want to do it, we do it. Right. I also speak my piece. I don't ever stop her from doing something she wants to do.
Okay.
I feel that that is a necessity in a relationship to allow somebody to still be themselves,
Mhm.
right? And I'll definitely give her my opinion. Um, but that's been big for her, like where she sometimes wants me to stop her or wants me to do that thing, and I'll tell her like I'm not dad, right? Like I'm not gonna play a dad role, right? Like I'm your best friend, I'm your boyfriend, I'm
Mm.
soon to be something else. I'm not gonna be your dad, like, but some women like dad roles, right? Some women need,
Mm.
and my girl, I'm not saying she needed a dad role, but I'm just saying that maybe in her past relationships, those men would be that acting force. And for me, I like to allow her to be herself because I also like that in return. You know what I'm saying? So I had to realize like that's why I'm giving her that also because I like that. I don't want anything to be me to be forced to be somebody that I'm not. My girl allows me to be myself. I allow her to be herself. We're both opinionated. You know what I'm saying? We both feel strong about a lot of things, but we also don't force our opinions on each other. We also,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And that it take time, bro. Cause sometimes you look at somebody and be like, well, you don't think like me. You not like me. You know, you not for me. Cause I don't think like you.
And that's
Oh,
and that's the and I like that you say that because for me it's like whoever my future lady is, I want my woman to be opinionated too because I feel like how can you grow with somebody who's just like you who believes everything you believe in? That's why I kind of like made this podcast because I want to make people think. I want to even if I have to be the devil's advocate in the whole situation, like just to make you think more. Because how you want to grow if we all thinking the same thing?
no. And that's the reality of the situation. But nobody, like everybody wants, like you said, like, well, you have to think the same way I think. Well, we got two different parents. We probably two different states,
Yeah,
regions. I'm talking about we two different worlds. My
yeah.
girl was born in New York, bro. I'm born in St. Louis, Missouri. My girl been living in McKinney, Texas for about the last 12 years of her life. I
Mhm.
was living in St. Louis, Missouri, top 5 in crime. McKinney, top 5 safest places in the world. So we come from two different places, you know what I'm saying? So we had to realize like just because we don't think the same doesn't mean we're not for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think our opinion, bro, makes us feel important. Like
Mm.
we're opinionated about something, but it makes it feel important because we have an opinion towards it. So we try like to voice it and put it on others.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so we off your girl now. All right, so to keep it a little bit hot now. All right, so
Yeah.
what movements or what workouts can men do?
Man, okay.
Can men do
The game
to perform better in bed?
to perform better in
Do
bed.
you know anything about that? Do you have any recommendations?
So you're gonna need some horsepower. That's
The
basically what you're asking for.
little extra horsepower, maybe.
You gonna need some
Yeah,
horsepower, bro.
yeah.
And the thing is, bro, every movement that I teach in the gym, and it's women and men because it improves your sex drive. Like our core is involved, right? Like it's not a core exercise, like you know what I'm saying. But
So you
like
think the core is the
it's the
main?
breathing, everything.
Oh, he's at the breathing.
It's the
Okay,
breathing.
technique.
Can you exhale and can you inhale?
Yeah.
Can you know what I'm saying? That it's the same with life though, right? Like, can you breathe?
Mhm.
Like people like, bro, just chill, just take a breath. Right. But most people, like you said, that crash out. Most people go too fast or they go too slow, right? But it's all in deep breathing. It's all in meditation. And working out is a form of meditation. So it involves you to inhale,
Mhm.
it involves you to exhale, but you have to do it at the right time, right? You don't want to be down in a squat and your core not tight and you done exhaled everything out, and now the weight's falling on top of you. So that's the tight, right? And then when you come up, you gotta exhale. You blow it all out. You don't want no tight core. You hold the
Yeah.
bar. You know you need. But most people, you know what I'm saying? They have a hard time even doing two things at once. So breathing is like, I am breathing. No, you're not. No, you're not. Most people not
Okay.
breathing. They probably crazy in a situation, like you said, in sex. You know what I'm saying? It might be they can't breathe. They out of breath. Like, nah.
They say a lot about the whole breather, but you know, sometimes you like you say you get worked up in the moment. You like it's like you said, it's hard to kind of
It's hard.
how can I say be in the moment. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying? I think that's the most important thing is just being in the moment.
bro, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would say that my process in that has totally transformed from my younger self to myself now. Um, and also pleasing, you know what I'm saying? My own self. Like, what does that look like versus like what it did used to look like? Before it was like you said, in the moment. And now I understand this is also sex is a form of meditation, right? Like it's not just I'm finna have sex. And if it is like that, you ain't gonna breathe. There's no way you're gonna breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, we finna have sex. Like, nah. You just gotta go in there with a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? But like I
Okay.
said, I ain't gonna lie, all my clients, and if they don't say it's true, they can comment on the video. Like they said they sex drive have went up.
Okay. So, but besides breathing, like is it squatting, lunges, like anything else?
I wouldn't say it's one movement, bro. I wouldn't say it's just one movement. I would say put your heart rate under pressure, right? Like when I say that, I say,
Oh, we getting technical under pressure. Okay.
you
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
So what is the ideal heart rate if you had it?
You wanna be ranging at about 160 to 180.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In between there, just for the different type of people.
Mm.
Some people can't get, it. They don't need to go too high. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I love fitness, bro, because it's different for all. And once you got something like that, it's always interesting to find out what works, right? And I had to realize, I think I told you that last time, like I might not work for everybody.
Mhm.
You know, my techniques, my styles might not work for everybody, and I had to come to the realization that that was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not just this bad coach. No, like at their process, they might be at a different level. They might need something different.
Yeah.
And like I said, it all looks different.
So with everybody being different, how do you or let me say it, what is the process of learning the proper routine for a person for a client then? Like, if everybody's different, because like you said, what might works for John might not work for me.
Right.
So how long does it take you to assess your client to be like, you know what, I think you should go this course, or is it more so a trial and error thing?
So me, the first day it's like a trial and error, but it's really a checklist I call.
Mhm.
Right. I check off movements, and I make sure, are they good at movements? I don't really need to know if they're that strong yet, right? I just need to know, are they routine in this movement, or do I need to teach these movements, right? Which will basically let me create a plan, right? And then when I do that plan, I do that plan for 30 days, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Most of the time, you don't lose weight in the first 30 days. Um, unless you are at a stage, bro, where you already like working
Pedicine.
out. Nah, he sound about fat as hell.
No, cause I'm about to say I ain't gonna lie, like
Hell no.
whenever I ain't gonna lie, my weight fluctuate, but I ain't gonna lie, like my first 30 days, I be losing weight.
But you know why though? You
Why?
play with
I played football, but
you,
I was fatter
but you
though.
played sports. You worked out. It was not it was
But
you had
I
stages
was
of your
still
life where
big though.
but did you work out? Did you go in there and lift weights? Did you
I
do lunges?
I
Did you
did,
do a warm up?
but it'd be different if it was like I was a certain size already and I snapped back to it. Like I was
It's
still
not about the
heavy.
snap. Your body is prone to those motions. If somebody just starting off in fitness, they're not gonna be capable of that. And I would have to find that out in the first session. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like everybody like does not know how to lunge, which it's common. It's no team that we have played for that we
But
haven't.
we ain't know how to do it in the beginning either though. It took us a while.
Exactly. So in that first session, I figured that out. But I think, bro, for me, how I script my sessions is things that have to be done in a session, no matter what, right? Right now I don't do any group training. I only do personal training. So every single person,
So the Saturday boot camps ain't
yeah, that's not, I do those, here and there.
Okay.
So like so I got one. Let me shout it out. December 21st, Toy Drive Boot Camp. Dallas, Texas, Trinity Grove area athletic zone is the gym name. The time and the flyer drop soon. But it's a toy drive giving back. And it's just the start of many more things that we're gonna do for the community and the world going forward. This is the beginning. Like this is the beginning. I've been doing it in an LLC form. So now it's finna go to a nonprofit form, and we finna go. We finna change as many lives as possible. We finna feed as many kids and homeless people as possible. Um, and we finna help the athletes find that identity while doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big thing. But like you just let me run it real back. He asked in that session, how do I find out what a person needs? Right. Like I said, I do a checklist, knock that out first, and then it is a trial and error run, right? It's a trial and error run for about the first 60 days. After that 60 days, I'm really sure what you need, right?
Mhm.
Most of my clients I suggest 3 days a week. So, I also put it in hours form. 3 days a week, 12 sessions a month is 12 hours. So if you want me to change you in 12 hours, I would have to be a magician. Right? So let's say 12 sessions, right? For 2 months, that's 24 sessions in 60 days. Again, I'll have to be a magician. Or you would have to be doing outside work. And that's the reality. You know what I'm saying? So most of my clients, bro, I have a 2 month contract, no matter what. Like the first, when they start off, they're in a 2 month contract. After those two
No
months,
refunds.
no refunds. No.
Yeah.
We do what we say and we say what we do.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I'm not gonna lie. The first text message is, "Are you committed for 90 days?" And you got to be a man of your word. As a football player and a sports player, like I feel like we live by our word. Um, will you miss some sessions? You will. That's life. I didn't tell you to be perfect, but I told you to have good intentions. Like I said, like when people tell me like, "Oh, I want to do it the easy way," I'm like, "Yeah, you not gonna be good with me."
Let me ask you a question then. How do you not stay satisfied? Where let me give you some context. What I'm saying is like my issue with fitness is say if I reach a goal, it's like I'm happy. Like I don't really. It's not like I set a new goal. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I'm happy where I'm at, and it kind of like wavers off to a point where I'm like, all right, I gotta kind of like either maintain it or get back to it if I slack off for like a week or two. But how do you just keep that hunger or keep goal setting? I'm just if you for
I
like
get
a
what you're
random
saying.
person.
No, I
You know
get
what
what
I'm
you're
saying?
saying. I think that's also one of the biggest problems with fitness, bro. Because the goals that you're setting, right, you're going to break. Like you said, you're going to hit. Like if you dedicate enough time, you're going to hit them. And then you'll have to set another one, right? So I would, like I said, for me to keep my passion, bro, I've never went in and was like, I want to get bigger. I want to get, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I challenge myself in the gym. I make myself uncomfortable. And if I'm capable, I'm capable. But I keep, like you're saying, like, but it's a level of
So do you lift for feeling, or do you lift for the numbers? If that makes sense.
fulfilling.
For feeling.
So and that's where I feel like I said, like it could die out, right? It could.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, it's like I just gotta change the exercise. I just gotta do something I can't do. For me to be able to be like, all right, I'm gonna go in the gym and I'm gonna do this at this weight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just in a constant push to be better than I was yesterday. Like that's my only goal. Like I said, like you said, yeah, you'll see me, you be like, oh, bro, he got abs. All these things are good. All of these things, like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like, that's not satisfying. But most people, like you said, all right, I'm gonna hit this goal. And when I hit that goal, then what I do next? You hit the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then you try to put another goal on the wall and you hit another wall. And it's like, well, I got a birthday coming up. Well, I got a wedding coming up. Well, I got and it's too many things that will alter. I'm never going to alter. Only thing that's gonna happen with me is I'm gonna get older. Right? When I get older, am I gonna get stronger? Am I? That's up to me.
I mean,
That's
I ain't gonna lie.
and that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That most people put age on limit. They put limitations on age. it's no limit, bro. Like you most people would say, well, they're that age, they can't do this. Why? Because they're that age.
I just saw this video of these yeah, you ever see them dudes who be doing like the barbell workouts on the
Yeah,
playgrounds and
crazy,
shit
bro.
like that?
Peeling
Yeah.
ugly, slide.
And it was
Be
like
hard.
it had the age, it would be like 25, it was like 40, and then it looked like 75. And like literally the 25-year-old one at the end, but literally like the 75, he was like this close to like outlasting all of them. And he was just chilling,
Come
like
on, bro. Come
calm,
on.
collected. Everybody else, they're shaking. He was just after a while, he was like, all right, I can't.
Bro, when I see somebody old at the gym, like I like going to gyms. Like people don't, they be like, why you work out at different? Sometimes I work out at different gyms than I train at. I love her in the gym, and I like seeing other people, right? But I love seeing old people because it's just telling me I'm doing the right thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's telling me like it's not they didn't limit themselves because they got old.
Mm.
And like I said, most people put themselves in a box based off their age or maybe their kids. And I can't speak on that because I don't got no kids. But I'm just saying off age, you can't put limitations, bro. It's 60-year-old millionaires and it's 13-year-old millionaires. Like, so how are you sitting here telling me that you have an age in a gym? You have a limitation, but you can be a millionaire at 60 and you can be one at 13. How? You know what I'm saying? So, but people need that. Like, no, I'm too old. I shouldn't be squatting like that. You don't have to squat like that. That's the difference. It's not like you should. That's
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a change of a mindset. And I think when you change your mindset, you can change anything.
Got you. All right. So next topic. So I see your social media is doing good. You know, you say
Yeah.
you got your girl on the TikTok and different things like that. So advice to me, how are you able to keep up with the content with posting? Like that's one challenge I have is, keeping up with having engagement and keep posting things over and over again. So do you have like a regimen to it? Like how do you kind of scope that out?
Truthfully, bro, I think we need somebody else to push our content out for our business to be the best it can be,
Mhm.
right? Like, you
So
have a
you
team.
pay somebody?
I don't. I don't. I still do it. I think as of recently, I haven't been as good with content as I
Mhm.
used to be. I also post my clients on my story every day.
Mhm.
Um, I like to do that just to check off that checkbox for them. Most people, if it wasn't seen or heard, it didn't happen.
Mhm.
I give them a visual of their accomplishment that they did, that they showed up when it was hard,
Mhm.
right? They can see themselves in a uncomfortable state,
That's dope.
but giving everything they got. So I think that part of my business, that's a part of work for me,
Mhm.
right? Like my girl be getting mad, bro. Like I be making the videos. I'm talking like 8, 9 o'clock, 9:30. Like, ooh, I gotta post these videos. Like, boo, let me see how high let me post these videos.
Yeah.
Like but she knows that that's part of the job that I have created. Um, but bro, it's hard. It is extremely hard to keep posting. But that's the crazy thing is I feel like I know that if people that's doing it, they'll eventually stop.
Mhm.
So I just gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know how hard it is.
And I was here somewhere it was just like, if it was easy, I'm saying
Exactly. That's why I
everybody
say I know it's.
everybody
I
be
know
doing
it's,
it.
and they like, why? How do you do it? I'm like, cause everybody not gonna do it. So if it's gonna make me different, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, I really believe that's how I got all my clients. Like it could be this video that hit them, or that video, but I got all different body shapes.
Mhm.
So it's no one person. I don't care if you come train with me. I'm gonna show the world you did that. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I'm gonna put that in the universe. I might even.
And put a nice little soundtrack behind it. I be hearing
Exact
it. I
Oh,
be
you be
liking it.
serious?
I be
Okay.
liking it. I be watching
Okay.
stuff like that.
But bro, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot, but I like it. They like it. It helps my business grow so much. The content with myself this year, I backed off. If you've noticed, I haven't posted nothing on my actual page of myself. So if you go to my page now, you're gonna see all the girls I train and the guys. Some collab posts they did, and that was good because they took off the time for me. Um, but I this whole year I dedicated. I wanted to post myself, but only on the story.
Mhm.
I wanted to go away because last year I was like dressing up for content. You know what I mean? Like I was making sure like I got the right socks on, I got the right shoe, like the I got my Nike shorts on, I got the good. but it was going to the page, and I was like, why am I trying to prove to people? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can go show up for myself, and we worked out in big shorts, big shirts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's the same workout.
One pair, two pair.
Come on, bro. Like, so that's where now, like I said, that was a big stage because I was trying to fit the media. Next year, I'm not gonna lie, though, I'm coming back on their neck. I'm gonna show the world how great I am again. But at first, like I said, I got so caught up in it. Like, oh man, you got to make another reel that go harder than the last reel. No. Like I seen the little meme, like you said, like you don't have to worry about being the content if you are the content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm really living this, it won't matter. It would be easy for me to post, and that's why it's easy for me to post my clients. They show up. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, hire somebody, bro. It might be time, man. Hire somebody. Me too.
So this is the last thing because you kind of got me a little mad before we started talking.
Oh man, I know where he finna go.
You said you're not a fan of Smino. Are you from STL?
Yeah.
Why? What's going on?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got so many unpopular opinions. I live in my own bubble, my own lane. I understand what's for everybody is not for me, and I also understand what's for me is not for everybody.
Better question, because I asked Amon this, and I want to know you, because I want to know your opinion too. I'm pretty sure since you don't like Smino, you don't like Kendrick.
I wouldn't say that I'm not a fan of Kendrick, but I don't have Kendrick albums on my phone. Like, no.
Why do you feel like Kendrick don't translate to the Midwest?
I think because it's two different places.
But what
truthfully,
you mean?
when I go
Drake,
visit it,
but Drake
ain't from Canada.
Those two different places. What you
Drake
mean?
is from like he played in Degrassi first,
but he from two different. So that's
but
even
Kendrick
but
different. Bro. Kendrick different, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a lot of people that can you know what I'm saying, translate to different regions of the world, bro. Like when the more like the older I've been blessed to travel and realize, bro, it's different. When I went to LA and
let me ask you a
Kendrick
question now. But you like Lil Durk though, right?
Durk straight. I don't got no Durk straight, but I don't got no like recent albums of Durk on my phone. But I got old Durk.
So who you listen to right now?
Okay, who I'm listening to right now? I got Starlito. That's my one right now.
You and Amon, y'all niggas be killing me with
Starlito.
Starlito and Don Trip. I'm talking about y'all really you really play Starlito.
Nah, Lito didn't walk me through so many stages of life, bro. Grind Hard is behind Lito. If you didn't know that, bro. Grind Hard is who I like. Lito made me believe, but it was really Box at first. But bro, J. Cole, Starlito.
Okay, J. Cole, okay.
Kevin Gates, that's another unpopular one. I like Drake. I'm a huge Drake fan. And then the other one that probably be I listen to Gunna, bro. Gunna, I ain't gonna lie. That this last Gunna.
So most people you named is from like Atlanta.
The South.
But my thing is, but South. They have nothing. They don't relate to St. Louis like that.
They don't. The thing is, though, bro, I related to St. Louis because I live in St. Louis.
That's my whole thing. Like I was telling Amon, like where I'm at from, a lot of people listen to the same artists. Like it's like Atlanta, Chicago. It's what's
Detroit now.
What's Gotti in there from? Where's it from? Memphis. They listen to Memphis and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yo, like. I don't know whether I just don't understand how people can say they don't like Kendrick, and there are outliers. Like I know Miles like Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
Miles, he got so many. His music taste is immaculate.
I
would give him that. You know what I'm saying? And he can explore. You know, he up there, and it's a lot of people like that, bro. But like when you asked me that, I had to realize like Smino's not bad at all. Kendrick's not bad at all. Just because I don't hear it and I don't. It doesn't make him bad, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, I got some people I listen to, I'm like, they bad. They suck. Like that bar sucked. But these type of people, like, I feel like they are like, I don't know. I don't think that they're heard by all. Right? I don't think they're heard by all. They might, some people hear the beat. Some people hear the lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
But Kendrick got a world tour. I'm gonna tell you that
when Kendrick did that, I mean, look, I would never go. I'm gonna say, unless it's free, I would not pay for a Kendrick Lamar concert.
I respect that.
That's the truth.
I just had to ask because like I be seeing in the comments like, yo, nobody say put on Kendrick when I get in the car, but I be saying put on Kendrick.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm with them because like I said, they got on Drake. Kendrick ate Drake. He killed him. Bar for bar, I'm talking. It was not. It's not even close. But I feel Drake. I'm taking Drake over Kendrick over who I want to listen to any day of the week. I don't care what environment we at. I will pick a Drake song before I pick a Kendrick song.
I respect that.
Is he a better rapper? Rapper, yes. Kendrick is a better rapper than Drake. Artist, not close. Not even close, bro. I wouldn't.
That's why I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let that one go. But you know, I had to get my boy Yaman on. Did you want to say anything, promote anything before we go?
Man, Train with 24. That's my training business. If you don't know, man, I'm in Dallas, Texas, man. Athletic Zone is the gym I'm at. It's downtown, Trinity Grove area. Tap in, man. It's a safe space. I created a safe space for people to grow spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I love what I do, and I'm thankful that God has gave me this purpose in this universe to lead more people towards him and also show him there's good people in the world, man. So I'm praying for everybody. And y'all have a great one, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Again, like he said, we all just trying to show people that there are good people in the world. We want to give out good products, make sure everything we do put out in this universe is positive. I always say, man, make sure you love what you do and love the people that love you. It's your boy, TravTheRealist. And again, I just want to say thank you again, Amon. Give you a round of applause.
Bro, he just hit on mine. Look, bro.
Yo, Ryan.
Bro.
Yo, Ryan. You know what I mean,
He did this like 5 times, so put this on there.
I'm going to put this on there, but like I said, my boy Ryan, you know what I'm saying?
Your mind,
Train with 2-4. Train with 2-4. It's your boy, TravTheRealist. And it's, if you don't mind me asking, episode number 5. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for watching the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. We have similar videos above. For exclusive content, please follow our Patreon, which is patreon.com/BearviewMedia. See you next time. Peace.